Okay, so let's talk awkward silences because who likes them? I know I don't. I know there was like a time in my life when I feel like my interactions with people were very stilted, where there was a lot of quiet moments where I was just full of anxiety. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know if I should ask something. I didn't know if people are feeling uncomfortable in that silence because I was feeling uncomfortable in that silence. And so let's talk awkward silences. And let's talk how it is possible to never be afraid of awkward silences ever again. Because, I used to be someone who was afraid of it. There was just a lot of worries and anxieties and frustrations that I had around moments that were quiet when like I was getting to know someone or whether I was having interaction with someone, whether they be like old or new, familiar or unfamiliar. And I have come to a point where silences no longer feel that uncomfortable to me anymore, where I'm okay with, you know, sitting in silence with someone, whether they be someone familiar or unfamiliar, and I don't get anxiety, I don't get worried, I don't get insecure. And if it's something you're struggling with, like feeling afraid of awkward silence with in your interactions, then maybe this will help you. And so I hope this will help you. Okay, and so the only reason that silence is awkward is because we feel uncomfortable in it. We feel like it shouldn't be silent, that there should be conversation, there should be noise, there should be questions asked, there should be things talked about during that silence. And so when it occurs, when there is like a period of a moment of quietness between you and someone else, or you and a lot of someone else, like a group of people, then you feel very uncomfortable. You feel like this shouldn't be happening. And the thought that it shouldn't be happening is the reason why you're uncomfortable, is the reason why you're feeling awkward. Because what if you were just comfortable in it? What if you were just okay with the silence? Then it wouldn't be awkward anymore. I say like it's so easy to be okay in silence, but it is something that you have to slowly become okay with if you no longer want to be afraid of there being moments of quiet or silence in your life with yourself or with other people. Um, and the thing about silence is I think that it brings up a lot of our insecurities. It brings up a lot of our worries, all our mind stuff, our thoughts that don't make us feel good. So let's say you're interacting with someone that you're just getting to know, and you're asking questions to each other, getting to know them, making conversation. But then there comes a time when like you've asked all the questions that you think you could probably ask, and there's just like a moment of silence or quietness, and then you're just thinking of what to ask. You get very anxious because you're afraid that person is uncomfortable, um, or you are getting uncomfortable. And so there is a difference between I feel like there's a difference between an empty silence and a full silence. So an empty silence is when um your silence is like interspersed with your own thoughts, your own worries, your own insecurities, your own mind stuff about how it shouldn't be quiet. There should be something going on in that quietness. But in a full silence, it is more like you're okay with it. You are at peace with it. You don't need there to be conversation. You don't need there to be noise or sound or anything in order for you to feel okay within yourself. And so actually it's really easy to never be afraid of silence or awkward silence anymore. It's when you're just okay, where you just when you're where in that period of silence there is no mind stuff coming up and making you uncomfortable, and that mind stuff is yours. It's your own stuff. It's your own thoughts and emotions surrounding yourself, surrounding the other people, surrounding that interaction. And when you're able to see through all of these mind stuff and like to not care about them, to be like, oh, actually, those my thoughts aren't that serious, or whatever I think the other person might be thinking of me might not be true. You see through your own thoughts and emotions and just realize that they are insecurities that don't have to be that. That it's just like a habit of the mind of throwing up thoughts and emotions. Because say if you don't have that habit of feeling insecure about silence, of feeling uncomfortable in the silence, where you're just there's nothing wrong with being quiet, with like not talking to someone else, then you're just okay. And so when these thoughts come up, you just be a witness to them. You just look at it and be like, oh, okay, I'm thinking that that person might think of me badly, or thoughts of yourself, you having thoughts of yourself thinking that this silence is wrong, it shouldn't be happening, something else should be happening, we should be having like the best conversation ever. If you can just be a witness to these thoughts and don't take them so seriously. Be like, oh, okay, this thought is what I'm having currently, but I don't have to go into it. I don't have to drown myself in the thoughts and like start to get anxious, start to get really frustrated, start to feel really uncomfortable. Then you're like just sitting there and just watching them go by. Then you no longer care so much about your own thoughts, about your own anxieties or insecurities. Then you're just okay with that silence. You become comfortable in that silence, and that is when you go from being steeped in like an empty silence to a full silence, where an empty silence is just it makes you feel doesn't make you feel good inside. It makes you feel like you should fill that silence up with something because it's not right. It's wrong or whatever have you, because you don't feel comfortable in it. But when you slowly get comfortable in it by being a witness to your thoughts of being uncomfortable, of all the insecurities you have in that silence, then when all these thoughts pass, when all the emotions that are linked to all these thoughts pass, then you're just okay. You have moved into a full silence where you no longer need you no longer feel the need to fill that silence with something where it's already full. And so I hope this analogy helps. Based on my experience, it is the only way that has really helped me never be afraid of silence anymore. When I have switched my attention from, staring and looking and throwing myself into all these thoughts of insecurity, anxiety during that uh, period of quietness, into being the witness of all these thoughts and emotions, and realizing that they are just thoughts and emotions, that they are not permanent, that they don't have to be there, that it is just a habit of the mind to feel like I have to fill that silence up with something. And when you're a witness to that and they pass, you end up just being okay. I feel like all of my videos I just say actually all my videos, yeah, are just talking about the same thing, where you just the most important thing in your life, the most helpful thing in your life, if you want to be happy and okay and comfortable and at peace, is to be a witness, to be able to look at your thoughts and emotions from like a third person point of view, to not get yourself so caught up in it, so involved in it that it becomes you, that it becomes your whole identity. And so when you are detached from it, from all these thoughts and emotions that don't last long, that don't have to last long unless you were to attach yourself to it, like identify with it, then all of them they pass and they it just leaves the real you as you. You are always the real you. You're just not aware of it. And when you're aware of you being the awareness, the consciousness that's behind all these thoughts and emotions, then you're just okay. You are naturally at peace, naturally in harmony with life, naturally at joyful, and nothing else can take away that peace or that joy ever again. Once you have the taste of it, you that thing, you consciousness awareness will become more important to you than anything else in this world, because you are the most important thing in this world. If you are not there, then the entire world is not there for you. You won't be able to experience the material stuff, the emotional stuff, the mental stuff. And so you are the most important thing. And when you are aware of that, when you consciously um, become aware of that, then you have a joy and peace that's independent of everything else. And I want this for everybody. I want this for you. And so this is how you will never have to be afraid of awkward silences anymore. Once you get to know who you really are, who you truly are, then all of the silences in this world, they no longer have a hold over how you think and how you feel, because you're okay with yourself. You're okay with who you are. You're okay with silence. And yeah. So let me know what you think. And hopefully the audio is better. I feel like I've been editing all my videos and the audio isn't always really good. So I have decided to use a earpiece to talk, and hopefully the audio is better. So yeah. Let me know if you try it out. If you will turn all your silences from being empty to being full, from being uncomfortable in it to being comfortable in it. And if what I'm saying makes sense to you, if it's something you want to try it out, go ahead, try it out, see if it helps. And if you have any questions you want to ask, or anything you want to share, you can just leave it in the comment box below, and I'm happy to read it. So that's it. Bye. See you next time.